Yo, what's going on, guys? So today we're going to talk Helltooth Pets. More specifically, the T13 version of Helltooth Pets. Now, this has been a staple T13 build for a very long time, and it's always been strong, but in patch 2.6.1, it is getting gigantic buffs. And it's just going to obliterate T13. So let's go over those buffs and why the build is so strong now. So the first buff is the Helltooth. After casting Wall of Death, you gain 1700% increased damage for 15 seconds to various skills. And the main skill that we're worried about in this build is Gargantuan. The second buff is the Mask of Jerem. Pets now deal up to 200% increased damage, up from 100%. And then finally, we have the Gargantuan Ring, the short man's finger. Gargantuan instead summons 3 smaller Gargantuans that have their damage increased by up to 650%. So as you can see by just looking at the numbers, anybody that's played this build in the past and knew how good it was before, you can see that it's just going to be dominating T13 in its current state. Next, let's talk about basic strategy and gameplay. So typically when I first go into a rift, I immediately cast Wall of Death. That way my Gargantuans have their damage increase and they can go kill something to get some gold picked up, because we are running the gold wrap in this build for toughness. Next, I get my 5 stacks of Soul Harvest, and then pop into Angry Chicken, which this is a Mana Juma set, so Angry Chicken lasts 15 seconds and gives us a really large speed increase, and then we just zip off to go find an Elite or Champion pack. When you get to an Elite or Champion pack, pop out of Angry Chicken, cast Wall of Death, cast Paragon to group the mobs together, and then let the Gargantuans do their thing. If the Gargs are off attacking something, like trash over on the side of the screen or something like that, don't be afraid to recast them on top of the Elite or Champion pack. And that's really about it. As you're running through the rift, the Gargantuans will be killing trash, and there'll be some more gold dropping as you're running to keep your defensive buffs up. If you have a really long Champion or Elite drought, it's okay to pop out of Angry Chicken on just a nice group of trash, and again, Paragon, Wall of Death, let the Gargs kill some stuff to get your gold pickup, and then zip off to the next pack. Alright guys, next up, let's get into the abilities. First up, we have Wall of Death, Communing with Spirits. Wall of Death is really only there to proc 6-piece Helltooth, but Wall of Death, Communing with Spirits happens to just be the best rune. It reduces the damage of affected enemies by a little bit. Gargantuan Humongoid, again, our main source of damage. The Gargantuans cleave, so they do some AoE damage, and really just hit like a truck, man. Hex Angry Chicken, we get that extra speed boost along with the Mana Juma set to make it last longer. This is our main movement speed ability. The nice thing about this build is it's a speed build that does not rely on Engiom. Instead, we get to just run Hex Angry Chicken to burst around the map. Spirit Walk Severance. Now, you don't have to run Spirit Walk Severance. You're not going to be casting it as much as some other speed builds for the Witch Doctor, but it is nice to hit Spirit Walk Severance right before you go into Angry Chicken to get both bursts of speed at the same time to really just fly off to the next Elite and Champion pack. Soul Harvest Soul to Waste for 5% increased movement speed per harvested enemy. Piranha's Paragon, again, to just group mobs together and they take a little bit of extra damage. Midnight Feast buffs our Gargantuan damage by 50%. Confidence Ritual gives us a 25% additional damage increase to enemies within 20 yards. Gruesome Feast, we're going to be getting mana back every time we pick up a health globe, as well as a 10% increase in intelligence, which stacks up to 5 times. And with how quickly we're going to be killing Elite and Champion packs in this build, you're going to see 5 stacks a lot of the time. And then Grave Injustice for mostly cooldown reduction, although we do get some life and mana back as well when we kill an enemy. We're going to be running a Hellfire Amulet, and there are 3 options for your 5th passive. The first one being Spirit Vessel. I would recommend this to anybody that's not used to running the gold wrap as your main source of toughness, or anybody that's just not used to this build yet in general. The second option would be Fierce Loyalty for more movement speed, and the third final option would be Pierce the Veil for more damage. Alright guys, let's take a look at the gear. Now I'm not going to go over every exact stat priority on gear in the video, but I will leave a Diablo fans link in the info section with all the exact stat priorities so you guys have that as a reference. But some of the stats that you want to prioritize are crit chance, crit damage, Gargantuan damage, attack speed, because attack speed does increase the damage of Witch Doctor pets. Area damage is also fine because pets do proc area damage, but I don't think it's a priority in Torment 13. So we're running the Mana Juma set, the weapon and offhand. The first effect is pretty irrelevant for this build, the Angry Chicken Explosion. The secondary effect is what we want though. The Angry Chicken lasts 15 seconds and movement speed as a chicken is increased by an additional 100%. 5 pieces of Helltooth. So boots, pants, chest, gloves, and shoulders, and then the Ring of Royal Grandeur, so we have the 6-piece bonus. The Mask of Jerem on your character, Hellfire Amulet, Nemesis Bracers to increase the amount of champions that we get in a rift. Every time we click a pylon, it'll spawn an enemy champion. The Short Man's Finger. The Avarice Band. So each time you pick up gold, it increases your golden health pickup radius by 1 yard for 10 seconds, stacking up to 30 times. And we're running kind of the trifecta for gold pickup in a T13 rift with the Avarice Band, the gold wrap for armor, and then of course Boon of the Hoarder legendary gem. So we get more gold dropping and an increase in movement speed every time we pick up gold for 2 seconds. As for the other legendary gems, we have the Enforcer for more pet damage, and then the Bane of the Powerful for more damage, as well as some nice damage reduction from elites. This third gem slot could very easily be Bane of the Trapped as well. Helltooth has a very easy time proccing Bane of the Trapped with the 2-piece Helltooth bonus slowing enemies. Finally, let's talk about the Kanai's Cube. For the weapon, we have the Furnace, which increases damage against elites by 50%. For the glove slot, Tasker and Theo increases the attack speed of your pets by 50%, and then the Ring of Rogue Grandeur in the jewelry slot to get that 6-piece Helltooth bonus. One more time just to reiterate, pretty much all of your toughness in this build is coming from that gold wrap, so you want to be moving very quickly through the rift so you are continuously picking up gold to keep your toughness very high. Let's quickly talk about Paragon Points. For core, you want as much movement speed as you need and then go fully into intelligence. Offense-wise, crit chance, crit damage, attack speed, and then cooldown reduction. Defense, armor percentage, life percentage, all resist, and then life regen. And for utility, gold find, area damage, life per hit, and resource cost reduction. That's going to wrap it up, guys. This build is going to be one of the easier to gear for early on in the next season for patch 2.6.1 for T13 farming. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.